So we know that there are a number of endless marketing strategies and tactics to consider when looking to grow a startup. But which do you consider? Marketers share so many. So how do you choose, and which ones do you go with, especially if you're marketing that startup or if you're marketing your particular startup on a budget or with no budget? So today we're going to be talking about the top proven marketing tactics to grow your startup without a budget. Now, I just want you guys to know that over the next few weeks, I'll be releasing videos to do with these particular tactics, and I'll cover them in more detail, so be sure to look out for them. If you haven't already, enable your notifications so you don't miss out on those. Now, for those of you guys who are new, I'm Neil Patel. I'm a growth marketer based in the UK, and on this channel, we break down marketing and personal growth so we can better growth hack businesses, our careers, and ourselves. So let's get into it. Now, we're gonna be going through these pretty swiftly, so be alert. But also, we're gonna go through them pretty quickly so that you can come back to these as much as you can whenever you've finished implementing some or testing some, and then go ahead and move on to the next one. So let's get on with number one, and it's more content marketing focused. And that is to actually focus on bottom of the funnel content creation for bottom of the funnel keywords. What that means is that you're gonna be creating high intent content for those high intent people. So people who are actually looking for your product or service already, create content for them so that you can capture them in your funnel, or you can actually capture them as part of your business, right? Because they're already in the buyer's mindset. Now, number two is PPC ads, right? This is similar to number one, but instead of creating content specifically for high intent keywords, you're using PPC ads to go after the high intent terms. So you're looking for any particular keywords that are associated with your product, service, business, and you're gonna go ahead and bid on those keywords. Number three. So number three is again content marketing focused, and this is more about generating demand by telling your prospects 10 things, for example, that they need to know before they meet your sales team, or for example, jump onto a demo. So in other words, you're creating content that answer 10 key things that you don't want to answer within the sales call, again, because you expect them to know it beforehand. And that would mean you're also prepping them in the buyer's journey beforehand so that they're more likely to convert with higher intent, or they're more likely to understand more of your product or service, and you don't have to spend time actually discovering what it is that they want on the sales call itself. So let's keep rolling. Number four, again, content marketing focused, but it's more to do with writing high intent content again, but more so answering the questions your prospects have. So you're looking at what the common questions are for those high intent users, i.e. when you think about an FAQ section, what sort of questions come to mind, i.e. the pricing model or anything like that. And what you want to do is you want to create content based on those questions so you can answer them beforehand, so that when the person comes to your site or whatever, or for sort of touches your content, then they're able to understand exactly how to solve the problem which is related to your product or service. Now, number five is actually a really common one, and that is predominantly B2B outbound email. So what that means is it's usually a lower hanging fruit in the B2B world in terms of tactical plays. But if you already know your target customer, you've done your research, you've already created your ICPs, your ideal customer profiles, what you want to do is you want to start to create a list of the people that you know will definitely make best use of your product, or is a buyer of the product or a user specifically, and you want to go ahead and reach out to those people. So you want to run sales or prospecting campaigns to those people. That's a really good tactical play, and I've seen that work many times. Number six is promoting actionable and insightful content. So what that means is you want to be able to create content where someone can sort of take away from that content and go and implement something. And guess what? Either your product or service is involved in that, or your product or service is actually tied into that, so that when they do actually implement that solution that you've provided on that piece of content, they will actually think of you and come back and sort of start a conversation with you because you have a complementary product. Now, number seven is one of my favorites, and that is to submit to directories and high intent review directories. Now these have worked a charm for myself and loads of other growth marketers out there. So I'd highly suggest it, and it has an impact on SEO as well. So number 8 is not to run straight away with influencer marketing, because that's what you hear about all the time, but more to do with partner marketing. So you focus on a partner instead. Number 9 is focus on your users by launching your product on Product Hunt. Usually if you're, depending on the type of SaaS product you have, you would actually launch your product on Product Hunt because there are a ton of ideal candidates or ideal personas that actually sit on that platform. Number 10, so we're going through these pretty quickly, right? Start content marketing with winning webinars. So what that means is you're going to be focusing on product-oriented webinars or any high-intent webinars. These are absolutely amazing when you pull them off. They can be really engaging, especially on the experience that you offer, but I highly recommend that one. Number 11 is to go after a limited number of customers. So what that means is to not carry out a blanket approach where you sort of spread all your efforts or try to get touch points with every other company out there. What you want to do is focus on picking out your top 100 customers and then tailoring your efforts, your messages towards them and their particular use cases. And you can offer things like audits, insights, or anything else that's going to be of value to them. So a value-driven approach first, and not sell them your product right out the gate. Now, number 12 is actually an interesting one, but it's engaging in those social communities. So LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, you want to actually go ahead and interact on those groups and threads that are up there. Mainly because people are already talking about a particular topic. And if you can find the topics, maybe by just keeping an eye out on particular hashtags, etc., then you can get involved in the community and actually share some insight which would sort of raise awareness around your particular brand and your background, which leads any people that click through to learn more about your product. Number 13 is a content marketing and SEO play, and that's more so to submit guest posts in areas or on partner sites, for example, that have an audience that are engaged, right? So engaged in the sense that they engage with content that you're particularly interested in, and that's the key. They have to be similar to yours. Don't start submitting guest posts to a bagel blog, for example, if you're talking about software. Stark comparison, of course, but still, it's you don't want to be doing that. Number 14 is an interesting one, and it's something similar to what I talked about with the Facebook communities and stuff and looking at hashtags, but it's to actually go where your competitors are, and also by using social listening, right, to get in front of the audience. So that could be things like setting up a Google alert, which you may already have done, hopefully, and if not, we'll be showing you in another video. Number 15 is a great one and severely underrated actually, and that's Quora or Reddit questions. So Quora and Reddit, question and answer sort of site or thread sort of sites, and they are heavily influenced by sort of collaborative communities, and what they do is you simply post a question and loads of people end up answering. If you can find some for your particular product, service or area, then it will be great for you to get involved in the conversation, because that could lead to potential business, and this has happened numerous times before. Number 16, and I've left this last one that I'm going to be sharing, I've left this to the end because it's super powerful, and that is referrals. Once again, nothing is more powerful than referrals and using your current currency of the platform that you have right now, whether it's your SaaS platform, whether it's your service or combined offering, of course. But you want to use the currency of your platform, and I'll explain what that means in another video, but currency of your platform, find out what that is, and then try to incentivize more referrals by using that currency. So referrals, keep that one in mind. It's a great one to test, especially if you've already got a few customers that can actively refer other companies or other users. And number 17 is that there's plenty more. There's honestly a ton of tactics out there that we can keep going after. I wanted to point out and narrow down the few that we have right now, and it's important that to talk about these because we can throw in the community, you probably see hundreds if not thousands of strategies and tactics that are in play, but which one do you choose, right? So I thought I'd narrow these down for you. Go ahead and I would say that keep up with the videos. I'd urge you to keep up with the videos over the next few weeks, because we're going to be breaking them down and I'm going to be showing you exactly, or telling you exactly how you can do it. Now, for those of you who like this sort of content, be sure to, hit the like button, because it will actually help other businesses and other people find this sort of information. It actually helps the YouTube algorithm push it. So be sure to engage by commenting, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, and let me know if you have any particular questions, if you have any particular content you want to see, and we'll cover those. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take it easy. See you soon.